Stop throwing away banana peels and stop thinking bananas are just a quick snack you grab and forget. What I'm about to share may change the way you think about aging, energy, digestion, and daily health. I'm not saying that for drama. I'm saying it because small food choices, repeated every day, can shape the body in powerful ways over time. Many people have been told bananas are too sweet, too starchy, too ordinary to really matter, but that idea misses the bigger picture. A simple banana carries fiber, potassium, vitamin B6, magnesium, natural plant compounds, and special starches that can support the body in more ways than most people realize. And if you stay with me to the end, I'll share the most surprising benefit of eating one banana every day. It's not just about potassium. It's not just about a quick burst of energy, and it catches people off guard every time. So stay with me because the last part is the one most people never see coming. We're going to move from number 6 to number 1, and each step gets stronger, more useful, and more surprising. This is not hype. This is about what can happen inside the body when one humble fruit shows up every day, quietly doing its work. By the end, you may never look at bananas the same way again, especially if you care about your heart, your gut, your memory, your muscles, or simply staying independent as you get older. Let's begin with number 6, and it starts in a place many people ignore until something goes wrong. The digestive system. As people get older, the movement of the gut often slows down. Food takes longer to pass through. That can mean constipation, bloating, discomfort, and weaker nutrient absorption. And once digestion starts slipping, the effects don't stay in the gut. They spread outward. The gut talks to the immune system. It talks to the brain. It influences inflammation, mood, and energy. One banana gives you about 3 grams of fiber, and that fiber works in 2 different ways at the same time. One part helps move waste through the colon more smoothly. The other part holds water, forms a soft gel, and slows how fast sugar and cholesterol are absorbed. The balance matters, especially in an aging body. There's also something even more interesting. A banana that is slightly green still contains resistant starch, a special type of carbohydrate that isn't fully broken down in the small intestine. Instead, it travels deeper into the gut, where it becomes food for good bacteria. That means a banana doesn't just feed you. In a way, it feeds the helpful organisms inside you too. And those tiny helpers can affect everything from immunity to regularity to metabolic balance. If you want to get more from this effect, eat the banana in the morning, especially one that is not fully ripe. Pair it with plain yogurt if you like. That simple combination gives your gut helpful bacteria and the fuel they need to grow. It's quiet support, but over time, quiet support becomes a big deal. Now, number 5, and this one hits home for anyone who has ever woken up with a painful leg cramp, a fluttering heartbeat, or blood pressure numbers that slowly keep climbing. A medium banana gives you roughly 422 milligrams of potassium. That may not sound huge at first, but potassium plays a major role in how your muscles and heart work. It helps manage the electrical signals inside the body. Every heartbeat depends on a fine balance of sodium and potassium moving across cell membranes at the right time. When that balance starts to drift, the body notices. Muscles may tighten, cramp, or feel weak. The heart may not beat as smoothly as it should. Blood pressure can be harder to control. And for many older adults, low potassium intake is more common than they think. Part of the reason is age itself. Part of it can also come from certain medications that push potassium out of the body faster. That's why whole foods matter. A banana gives potassium in a natural package the body knows how to use. And food often works better than people expect because it brings supporting nutrients along with it. If you want to make this even stronger, pair your banana with a small handful of pumpkin seeds or another food rich in magnesium. Potassium and magnesium work together. Magnesium helps potassium stay where it needs to stay, inside the cells. That teamwork matters for the heart, the nerves, and the muscles. So if your goal is steadier blood pressure, better muscle function, and fewer surprise cramps, this simple daily habit may be more valuable than it first appears. Keep watching because the next benefit shifts from the heart and muscles to something even more personal, the brain. Number 4 may matter most to people who notice little memory slips that never used to happen. Walking into a room and forgetting why, losing a familiar name for a few seconds, feeling mentally tired sooner than before. The brain is a hungry organ. Even though it makes up a small part of body weight, it uses a large share of the body's energy. As the years pass, the brain often becomes less efficient at using fuel. When that happens, mental sharpness can start to feel cloudy. This is where bananas bring something useful to the table. They contain vitamin B6, and that vitamin helps the body make key brain chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and GABA. These chemicals help shape mood, focus, motivation, calmness, and sleep. When the body doesn't get enough support for making them, the mind may feel foggier, more anxious, more tired, or less steady. A banana also contains tryptophan, an amino acid that helps the body make serotonin. That matters because serotonin is tied not only to mood, but also to sleep rhythm, and sleep becomes more fragile with age. Deep sleep often gets shorter. Waking up during the night becomes more common. That can affect memory, stress, and next day energy. So yes, a banana may be simple, but it can support deeper systems at work behind the scenes. Try having one later in the day with a small cup of green tea. That pairing can feel calming without making you feel heavy. It's one of those gentle habits that doesn't look dramatic from the outside, yet the effect can build quietly. And stay with me, because we're now moving into the top 3, where this fruit starts doing things most people would never guess. Number 3 is where the story gets serious, because this benefit touches one of the biggest hidden forces behind aging itself: chronic inflammation. Many people think inflammation only shows up as pain, swelling, or redness. But low-grade inflammation can sit in the background for years, slowly affecting the joints, the blood vessels, the brain, blood sugar balance, and even the way the body ages cell by cell. It's like a small fire that never fully goes out. That is why this matters. When the gut bacteria feed on resistant starch from a slightly green banana, they can produce compounds called short-chain fatty acids, including one called butyrate. That compound is important because it helps calm inflammatory signals in the body. In simple terms, it supports a more peaceful inner environment, and that matters more with age because the body's ability to control inflammation often becomes less precise over time. Bananas also contain natural antioxidant compounds that help the body deal with oxidative stress, the kind of internal wear and tear that can damage fats, cells, and tissues. So now you have 2 useful actions happening at once. First, the gut is being supported. Second, the body gets help handling chemical stress and inflammatory pressure. That combination is powerful. If you want to build on it, pair your banana with fresh ginger tea or a little grated ginger in warm water. Ginger brings its own anti-inflammatory plant compounds, and together they create a broader kind of support. None of this is magic, but real health improvements rarely come from magic. They come from small repeated actions that reduce stress on the body day after day. And now we're getting close to one of the biggest misunderstandings about bananas, so don't click away yet. Number 2 is the one that surprises people who have always been told bananas are bad for blood sugar. That idea is too simple. Yes, bananas contain natural sugar, but the full picture depends on ripeness, portion size, fiber, and what you eat with them. A medium banana has a moderate glycemic load, and when it is slightly underripe, it contains more resistant starch, which is digested more slowly and affects blood sugar differently than simple sugar does. That means the body may handle it more gently than people expect. This becomes especially important as insulin sensitivity starts to decline with age. Muscle mass often goes down. Daily movement may drop. Inflammation may rise. All of that can make it harder for the body to manage glucose well, but a slightly green banana, especially when eaten with protein or healthy fat, can fit into a smarter blood sugar strategy. The fiber slows digestion. The resistant starch changes the speed of absorption, and adding something like almond butter, nuts, yogurt, or eggs can flatten the post-meal sugar rise even more. That is the part many people miss. A banana eaten alone is one thing. A banana eaten strategically is another thing entirely. Timing matters too. Morning is often a better choice than late-night snacking, especially if your goal is energy balance and metabolic support. So no, the banana does not deserve the bad reputation it often gets. Context matters, ripeness matters, pairing matters, and if you've stayed with me this far, here comes the final benefit, the one I promised would be the most unexpected. It has little to do with the usual talking points, and for many people, it may be the most important of all. Number 1 is the protection a daily banana may offer to the muscles and bones through a deeper support system that many people never hear about. A banana contains magnesium, and while the number itself may seem modest, magnesium plays a huge role in how the body builds, repairs, and powers tissue. As people age, the body becomes less responsive to protein and exercise. This is one reason muscle loss speeds up later in life. life, the body simply does not react with the same strength it once did. That means staying strong takes more effort, more intention, and better nutrition. Magnesium helps the body make ATP, the energy currency used by cells. Without enough of it, cellular energy production becomes less efficient. Magnesium also supports the machinery involved in making new proteins and helps the body use anabolic signals more effectively. In plain words, it helps your cells do the work of repair. On top of that, bananas also contain vitamin B6 and prebiotic fibers that may support how minerals are absorbed in the gut. So the magnesium inside a banana does not arrive alone. It comes in a helpful natural package. That is one reason food can sometimes do more than people expect. If you want to make this benefit stronger, eat your banana with a protein-rich meal and combine it with resistance exercise a few times a week. You do not need extreme training. Even basic strength work can matter. The goal is simple. Give the body the signals and the raw materials it needs to protect muscle and bone. This is the part that changes lives quietly, because strong legs, strong grip, and stable bones are not just fitness goals. They are independence. They are confidence. They are freedom. And here is the bigger truth behind all 6 of these benefits. A banana is not a miracle cure. It won't solve every health problem by itself, but that doesn't make it small. In fact, that makes it real. It is affordable. It is easy to find. It is easy to eat. And when used with a little strategy, it can support digestion, blood pressure, muscles, sleep, blood sugar balance, brain chemistry, and inflammation control all at once. That is rare for something so simple. Too often, people wait for health to come from something dramatic, expensive, or complicated, but the body usually responds to consistency more than intensity. One smart choice today, another tomorrow, and another next week. That is how the story changes. The beauty of a daily banana is not that it is flashy, it's that it quietly fits into real life. It can be breakfast, it can be a small afternoon reset, it can be part of a recovery meal after a walk or light workout. And because it is easy, people actually keep doing it. That matters more than any perfect plan that only lasts 4 days. So, if you've been avoiding bananas because you thought they were too basic or too sugary, it may be time to rethink that. Sometimes the foods people overlook are the ones doing the most silent work in the background. And if this is already making you see bananas differently, stay with me because there's still more to connect here before we wrap up. Let's tie this back to aging, because that is really what makes this conversation important. Many people reach a certain age and start hearing the same message in different forms. Slowing down is normal, weakness is expected, poor sleep is part of life now, memory slips are just what happens, digestive trouble comes with the territory. Some change is real, yes, but helpless decline is not the only path. The body is always responding, always adapting, always reading the signals you give it through food, sleep, movement, and stress. That is why a banana matters in a larger way than it seems. Is not just fruit. It is a daily signal, a signal that says feed the gut, calm the system, support the nerves, help the muscles, stabilize energy, protect the heart, improve the odds. And when you stack enough small signals in the right direction, life often feels different. Maybe your mornings become easier, maybe your stomach feels lighter, maybe the late day crash softens, maybe your legs feel steadier on stairs, maybe your sleep gets a little deeper. Maybe your cravings lose some of their grip. Those are not tiny wins. Those are the building blocks of a better life. A better life is not made only from big medical moments. It is made from repeated daily support. That is why this matters. Not because it is trendy, not because it sounds exciting, but because the body remembers what you do often. And when one simple habit supports many systems at once, it deserves more respect than it usually gets. There's also something important to say about how you eat the banana, because the details can change the effect. If your main goal is gut support and better blood sugar control, choose a banana that still has a little green on it. That version gives you more resistant starch. If your main goal is quick energy before a walk or light activity, a riper banana may work well. If you are worried about staying full, do not eat it alone. Pair it with protein or healthy fat. Almond butter is a good option. Plain yogurt works too. Eggs can work. A few nuts can work. These simple pairings slow digestion and make the snack feel more stable and more satisfying. If you want help with muscle and bone support, think of the banana as part of a bigger team. Add quality protein, add movement, add enough rest. If you want help with inflammation, think about combining it with foods like ginger, seeds, or other whole foods that support recovery. None of this needs to become complicated. That is the point. The best health habits often survive because they are simple enough to repeat. A banana is easy to keep in the kitchen, easy to travel with, easy to eat even when appetite is low or the day is busy. That may be one reason it works so well in real life. It lowers friction, and when friction goes down, consistency goes up. That is how small habits stop being small. They begin to shape weeks, months, and then whole years. Now think about what this means if you are trying to stay active later in life. Strong muscles help protect joints. Balanced blood sugar helps protect the brain, kidneys, nerves, and blood vessels. A healthier gut helps with regularity, mood, and immune function. Better sleep supports memory and recovery. Calmer inflammation may reduce the pressure driving so many long-term problems. These systems do not live in separate boxes. They are connected. That is why one food can affect more than one outcome. The body works like a network. Support one part, and another part often benefits too. And this is exactly why the banana deserves a second look. It enters the system at multiple points, through fiber, through potassium, through magnesium, through vitamin B6, through resistant starch, through natural antioxidant compounds. It helps in ways that are direct and ways that are indirect. Some benefits you may feel quickly, like smoother digestion or more stable energy. Others may build quietly over time, like support for blood pressure, muscle function, or metabolic balance. That is how true health support often works. It doesn't always arrive with fireworks, it arrives with repetition. If you've made it this far, you already know this isn't really about fruit anymore. It's about whether simple daily choices still matter. And the answer is yes. They matter more than most people think. Keep that in mind the next time you see a banana sitting on the counter and wonder if it's too ordinary to count. It counts. So let me leave you with this clear and simple. One banana a day is not a cure. It is not a shortcut. It is not a replacement for medical care, exercise, sleep, or a balanced diet. But it can absolutely be a smart piece of the puzzle. It can help the gut move. It can help muscles and nerves work well. It can support heart rhythm and blood pressure. It can assist brain chemistry, sleep, and mood. It can become part of a better blood sugar pattern when used the right way. It can support a body trying to stay strong in the face of time. And for something so accessible, that is impressive. We live in a world that often pushes people toward extremes. More pills, bigger claims, faster fixes, yet real progress often comes from steady habits built on things that are available, affordable, and repeatable. That is what makes this so powerful. The banana is not loud. It doesn't need to be. It just keeps showing up with fiber, minerals, fuel, and support. Day after day, meal after meal, quietly helping. And sometimes that is exactly how the best changes begin. Slowly, gently. Then all at once, you realize you feel better than you did before. If you want a practical place to start, make it easy. Keep bananas in the house. Choose the ripeness based on your goal. Pair them smartly. And let the body respond over time, because the body does respond more than people think. And maybe that is the most important message of all. Aging should not feel like surrender. Yes, the body changes. Yes, it asks for more care, more patience, and better choices, but it still responds, it still repairs, it still adapts, it still listens. The research, the daily experience of countless people, and simple common sense all point in the same direction. Small, repeated actions can improve how you age. One banana every day may sound too simple to matter, but simplicity is not weakness. Simplicity is power when it is consistent. So whether your concern is digestion, cramps, blood pressure, memory, sleep, inflammation, muscle loss, or staying independent, this humble fruit may deserve a place in your routine. Eat it with intention. Eat it in a way that fits your goal. And remember, the point is not perfection. The point is support. Daily support. Practical support. Real life support. That is how long-term health is built. Not in one dramatic moment, but in 100 quiet decisions repeated with care. And if there is one thing worth taking from all of this, it is this. Never underestimate what a simple habit can do when it works with the body instead of against it. A banana may look small in your hand, but over time, the effect of using it wisely can reach much farther than most people ever imagine.